Hello everyone, welcome back to Trading Edge. So in today's video we will discuss about another important reversal chart pattern, and that is rising and falling wedge. So in today's video we will discuss about how to use rising and falling wedge in the markets to maximize our gains, and also to find low risk high probability trade setups in a particular trend. Okay, so before we start, do hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel if you are first time watching my videos. So let's start. So what does a rising and a falling wedge signify? A rising and a falling wedge signifies a potential trend reversal in the markets. Okay, see this upward momentum, a strong buying momentum in a uptrend. Then again we saw a buying momentum. Again we saw a buying momentum. Then again we saw a buying momentum. But what is happening in this uptrend? The buying pressure is getting weaker and weaker. So what does it indicate? It is indicating that buyers are stronger and they are pushing the prices towards the upside, but the momentum of the buying pressure is getting weaker and weaker in this established uptrend. So this indicates loss of buying momentum in that particular trend. Okay, so this kind of pattern is known as rising wedge pattern, and it is particularly useful if you find it after an established uptrend in the markets. Okay, so this signifies a potential trend reversal in the markets. So what does a falling wedge signify? Falling wedge is just the opposite of rising wedge pattern. It is considered to be found after a very strong and established downtrend. Then what happens? The selling pressure gradually becomes weaker. Okay, sellers are strong, still sellers are strong, that's why prices are making lower high and lower low pattern. But what is happening? The momentum of the selling is gradually becoming weaker because the selling legs are getting shorter and shorter in this downtrend. So we could look for a potential trend reversal trade setup to find a very low risk high reward trading opportunity in the markets. Okay, so these are the pictorial representation of what a rising and falling wedge looks like. So now we will dive deep into the rising and the falling wedge. Okay, so let's start with the first example. See, this is a very strong uptrend. See the upward momentum, very strong uptrend. See the buying pressure, very strong buying pressure coming in the markets. Okay, then for the first time in this uptrend we saw a strong selling momentum. Previously the selling pressure was very weak, but for the first time at this price area we saw a sharp selling momentum in this overall uptrend. So this is indicating that sellers are becoming stronger at this price area. Okay, then again buyers pushed the prices towards the upside and broke the last swing high, but again sellers pushed the prices towards the downside. Again prices making higher high higher low formation, prices are gradually moving towards the upside. But what is happening here? The buying pressure is getting weaker. Okay, see the distance between the swing highs. The distance between the swing highs are getting shorter and shorter each and every time it is making a new high. So this is indicating that bulls are losing momentum in this overall uptrend. Okay, so we could say that now the trend could potentially change from up to down, and we will look for a potential trend reversal trade setup. Okay, so now see the last buying momentum. Previously we are seeing strong buying momentum, but But what is happening at this buying momentum, what is happening, the buying pressure is getting very very weak. Okay, so this is a sign that buyers are getting exhausted in this uptrend after a very very strong and established upward momentum in the markets. Okay, so at this price area, sellers are very very strong than the demand side. That's why we are seeing loss in momentum of the buying side. Then we saw a weak buying leg in this uptrend, so it is indicating that buyers are getting exhausted. Then for the first time it broke the trend line. Okay, and also it broke the last swing low. Previously what was happening, market was respecting the swing lows. Okay, but now for the first time after weak buying pressure, we saw trend line breakdown, and also it broke the last swing low. So this is indicating that the overall context and background of price behavior is saying us that prices now could go towards the downside. So we'll enter here with stop loss just above this candle high and see the huge downside momentum after that. Okay, so this is the first example of rising wedge pattern. So let's look at another example. See, this is the example of falling wedge pattern. See, prices were in a very very strong downward momentum. See the huge downside momentum prices are showing us. Okay, then what happened at this price area, prices started to halt, so which is an indication that buyers tried to defend this level and push the prices towards the upside. Okay, see the huge buying momentum. For the first time in this downtrend, we saw a huge buying momentum from this price area. So this is indicating that at this price area demand is very very strong, but again sellers proved to be very powerful than the buyers, and that's why again they sold the prices aggressively towards the downside. Again buyers tried, but again it broke through towards the downside. So this is indicating that sellers are very very strong in this overall downtrend, though buyers are trying to defend this level, but it is continuously making lower high formation, which is an indicating that bulls are getting exhausted. Then prices broke down this level with a strong momentum. But what happened after the breakdown of this support zone? See the selling momentum. The selling pressure is very very weak. How we can say that? See the choppy price behavior. Okay, sellers tried to push the prices towards the downside, but because of the buying pressure, sellers were not able to push the prices aggressively towards the downside. Okay, so this is indicating also a potential trend reversal in this market. And also we saw a falling wedge pattern. Okay, so you should combine multiple confirmations before placing an entry in the markets, and see the double bottom formation also. Okay, choppy price behavior after a support breakdown, so which is an indication that sellers are not that aggressive at this price area, so which is an indication that buyers are very very strong. And then we saw a double bottom pattern, then strong breakout above the last swing high with good momentum candle, buy here, stop loss, and see the huge upside momentum after that. Okay, so you should combine multiple factors and then place an entry in the markets. This will certainly improve your accuracy and also your risk to reward. See the next example. Previously prices from this area sold off very aggressively, then again buyers aggressively push the prices towards this area. See the buying momentum here, very very strong buying momentum. Okay, but this is a very very strong supply zone, as you can see, because prices previously sold off aggressively from this area. So we can say that this is an untested supply zone. So whenever prices will again touch this area, chances are high, or the probability is very very high, that prices could again fall back towards the downside. But we will analyze the price behavior also. See the strong buying momentum, but what is happening after reaching this price area? Prices started to form rejection candles and prices were making lower high formation, and it is showing choppy price action, okay, at this supply zone after a strong buying momentum. If buyers were very very strong, then after this strong buying momentum, prices should have easily broken this level and continued its upward momentum. But what is happening is prices are getting rejected, okay, continuously prices are getting rejected. Buyers are trying their best, but sellers are equally strong, and that's why after making lower high, it broke this important trend line support and also the last swing low. So this is an indication that bulls have given up and bears have taken control over the market. So we'll enter here, stop loss here, and see the huge downside momentum after that. See, strong downtrend, okay, but from here what is happening? See this huge buying momentum. What does it indicate? We know that we are in a strong downtrend, okay. See the selling pressure, huge selling pressure in the markets. But after this selling pressure, what happened? That prices are showing this kind of buying momentum, okay. So this is an indication that demand is very very strong at this price area, okay. So after this strong buying, again these sellers push the prices towards the downside. But what happened? After coming to these levels again we saw a strong buying momentum. So this is indicating that this price area is very very important for the demand side. So you can say that demand is very very strong than the supply at this price area, okay. And then we saw a falling wedge pattern. See the selling momentum. Selling momentum is getting weaker and weaker each and every time at this demand zone, okay. So you should combine multiple factors, and then what happened? We saw a breakout of this trend line, which was tested already multiple times, and also prices were consolidating, okay, above the demand zone. And then we saw a very very strong breakout candle. So we'll enter here, stop loss here, and see the huge upside momentum after that, okay. So I hope you are getting some important clues from this video. See, strong upward momentum. But then what happened here? After this strong upward momentum, prices were making higher high and higher low pattern, but what is happening? The momentum of the buying side was getting weaker and weaker. How we can say that? Because see the swing highs. The swing highs are getting shorter, so which is an indication that bulls are trying their best to continue this uptrend very very aggressively, but sellers are also very very strong and aggressive. That's why the buyers, even after this strong momentum also, they are not able to push the prices aggressively towards the upside. And then what happened here? See this candle. This is a very very strong buying momentum candle, but after this strong buying momentum, there was no follow through. So this is an indication that sellers are very very active at this price area, and then prices broke down through this support level. Again buyers defended this level, and again they tried to push the prices aggressively towards the upside. But what happened? See these two candles. We saw a shooting star and a hanging man pattern. Where? At the resistance zone. Okay, so you should combine multiple factors. And then again it broke down this support zone. So we will enter here, stop loss here, and see the huge downside momentum after that. See here, strong buying momentum. See this buying momentum, huge buying momentum. This is indicating that demand is very, very strong than the supply side in this uptrend, and the pullbacks are very, very narrow and shallow. But what happened after this strong buying momentum? For the first time in this uptrend, we saw a strong selling momentum, which is very, very deep in the trend. So this is a very, very important clue the market is trying to tell us. See, after the strong buying momentum, if buyers were very, very strong, they should have continued its upward momentum after taking a small pullback. But we saw a deep correction in this uptrend. So this is an indication that sellers are now very, very aggressive at this price area. Okay, then what happened? Then again buyers tried. Then again we saw a strong buying momentum. But after the strong buying momentum also, prices got rejected from this area, and again it shoot towards the downside. And what kind of pattern it is forming? A shooting star pattern at a resistance zone or at a supply zone. So this is an indication that sellers are very, very aggressive at this price area than the demand side. Okay, then after making higher lows, prices again tried to break through this resistance zone and continue its upward momentum. But what happened? Again see the selling momentum, and also here we saw a bearish engulfing pattern, which is an indication that bears are very, very strong than the bulls at this price area, because even after strong buying momentum also they are not able to break through this level and continue the upward momentum. Okay, then a strong selling momentum candle, and see this support zone. This support is tested multiple times, but now sellers broke through this support zone and also the trend line support also. Then it took a pullback, and see the downside momentum after that. So we'll enter here, stop loss here, see the huge downside movement after that. Okay, so now let's look at another example. See here, strong buying momentum, but here from here we saw a sharp selling momentum in this uptrend. Okay, then see the buying momentum. So you should analyze the buying and the selling legs. Okay, so this will give you a very, very important clue. The selling momentum is very, very strong. Then what happened to the buying? The buyers are now very, very weak. See the choppy price action. When it is going up, it is going up very, very slowly, but when it is coming down, it came down heavily. So this is an indication that supply is very strong than the demand. Okay, then again see the selling momentum. See this buying momentum and see this selling momentum. So we are seeing that supply is very, very strong than the demand side at this price area in this particular instrument. Okay, then what is happening? Multiple times this resistance is getting, this support is getting tested. Strong selling momentum, weak buying momentum, multiple time support getting tested, and then we saw a rising wedge pattern, and then we saw some rejection candles, hanging man, shooting star, etc, etc. So eventually prices broke down this level. We'll enter here, stop loss here, see the huge downside momentum after that. Okay, see strong downtrend. Okay, see this buying momentum from this price area. From here prices bounced off aggressively towards the upside. So this is an indication that this area is very, very strong for the buyers. Okay, but we were in an overall downtrend. So again, the sellers here push the prices towards the downside, making lower high, lower low pattern. But what is happening? See the selling legs. The selling legs are getting shorter and shorter. Even after breaking down this important support zone also, the sellers were not very, very aggressive. So which is an indication that sellers are losing momentum in this downtrend. Okay, because if sellers are very, very strong, then after breaking this structural support zone also, they should have continued the downtrend very, very aggressively. But what is happening? The selling momentum was getting weaker and weaker each and every time, even after breaking the support zone. And then what kind of candlestick pattern is this? This is an inverted hammer. Okay, and see this trend line is getting tested multiple times, and then we saw a weakness in the selling momentum, and then an inverted hammer formation, and then we saw a sharp buying momentum candle which broke the last swing high. So we'll enter here, stop loss here, and see the huge upside momentum after that. Okay, again sellers from these levels tried to push the prices towards the downside, but again prices were continuously making higher low formation. Okay, see, from this area sellers push the prices aggressively towards the downside, but again when prices again reach this area, sellers try to push the prices towards the downside, but it is continuously making higher low formation. So which is an indication that bulls are getting very, very aggressive at this price area, and then it eventually broke this level. So we'll enter again here, stop loss here, and see the huge upside momentum after that. Okay, see, strong buying momentum, strong buying momentum, strong buying momentum. Then we saw rejection candles at the trend line resistance. See these rejection candles. So what is happening? After the strong buying momentum, prices were making higher high, higher low formation, but the swing highs were getting shorter each and every time. Okay, so this is an indication that bulls are losing momentum in the markets. And then we saw a rejection candle at the trend line resistance after a weakness in the buying momentum. So there are multiple factors you should combine and then look for a potential entry. So that will be very, very beneficial for your trades. So we'll enter here, stop loss here, see the huge downside momentum after that. Again we can enter here. This is a breakdown retest setup. So, and see this rejection candle. This is a very, very strong sign that markets will now continue its downward momentum, because it has broken the structural support area also here, and then also the trend line, and then it took a pullback. So this is a breakdown pullback setup. So we can again enter here, stop loss here, and see the huge downside movement after that. So I hope you got something very, very important learning from this video. If you found it useful, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also do comment down below if you found it very, very useful, or if you gain any knowledge from my video. Please do comment down below, so that I also get some motivation that from my work some people are gaining some knowledge. Okay, so please do comment down below. I'll be very, very grateful to you for that. So see you in the next video. Until then, it's bye from my side. Take care everyone. Bye.